routine aside, you can still use the string as a great way to vanish the ring. Now, there's a little bit of a variation on the handling here, and we'll talk about that, but let me just show you what this is. This is the Clifton ring move, all right? And what this looks like is the ring is threaded on to the string. I'm going to show it to you without the clasp at the moment, and then we'll get into the clasp. But the idea behind this great vanish, this is a fantastic classic vanish at this point by Emil Clifton. The idea behind this vanish is that you're going to take you show the audience that you have the ring on the string, right? And then to further secure the ring, right, I'm going to wrap the string around my hand here, so that it can't come out. And then, of course, the ring penetrates the band and then disappears. I did that slightly poorly there, but I will break down exactly what you need to do this, all right? This is a fantastic move that, man, a lot of people have been using for a long time that you can use just to do a ring vanish, all right? The idea behind it is you're gonna place the ring on the string, okay? And then you're gonna place the ring in your hand. But when you do, you want the ring to fall slightly towards the pinky side, okay? You can start with it here, and maybe as you turn your hand over, you let it fall slightly, but ideally you want that ring to fall about to here as you close your hand around it. And then you're just gonna turn your hand over. From here, you're gonna start with, again, I'm right-handed, I'm gonna start with the right side, throwing this piece of string over the back side of my hand, and then I'm going to clip the string here between it doesn't quite matter what fingers you clip it between, but as you do, you're going to be turning this over the back side of your hand, but what you're really doing is using your hand here to cover the opening in your fist where that ring is, where you're just going to simply let that ring drop. The piece that people, and I probably did it at the beginning there, is you kind of, a lot of times you'll see people flail and open their hand. This hand here is here to cover all of that motion. Don't reach in and grab the ring, just let the ring fall into your hand, okay? As you continue to carry the string across the backside of your hand. You can give it a tug, have the spectator hold on to the string, and then you'll go in your back pocket to load the bell. Now, of course, this doesn't quite work the same way with the clasp on it, so let me just show you. I'm just sharing this here as an idea. This isn't something that I've actively played with, but again, I do think it has a natural fit here. So if you're out there and you do ring on the string, maybe there's something I think we should be thinking about. So you're going to have to hide the clasp, right? And you can hold the ring so that the edges are pointing directly at the spectator, not to the side, because that's where you'll see the clasp. I just have the clasp dangling between here. But, invisible to anybody that's standing in front of you. From there, I would just take the string, place it through the ring, and then you can hold it and give it a tug like this, right? So that you can show that it's on the string. You can't do quite a fair display that you might want to, but this is still very convincing. From here, you also can't show the ring cleanly in your hand, but I think it's fine to just dump the whole thing in your hand and keep your fingers turned so that they can't see everything that's going on in here, right? As long as this hand is empty, the ring must be here. Put your hand around it, and now you're in a position to do the Clifton ring move, right? You come by, you let that fall into your hand as you pull the string down like this, have your spectator hold onto the string so that there's no way, I have quite a bouncy string here, hold onto the string so that there's no way I can get the ring off of there, dump this in the bell, and you're good to go from there. But what this allows is a nice, you can see how you could have your hand wrapped up for a little bit longer than possibly just having the ring hanging out in your hand, right? So maybe the string is something you want to look at, or if you do ring on string, maybe this is something that can get your gears turning. Another one that is a really interesting thing to use here is I forget exactly what these are called, but Richard Sanders put something like this out on the market not that long ago called AnyRing. This is an old idea, but Richard really brought a nice addition to it. What I have here is just a handkerchief, but in the corner, you're not going to be able to see it. There is a ring that is sewn. Let me pull it back into the corner of the handkerchief. All right. Now, like I mentioned, this is an old idea, but what Richard added to it is that this ring in his product, AnyRing, which you can purchase online, this ring has a varied size around it. So at one point here, it's really thin, and at the other point, it's really thick, okay? So that you can use it to match up the width of any ring. And I say that because you can use this to do a great ring vanish. You might be familiar with this. I have the fake ring that's sewn in on the corner that's closest to me, and then you're just going to place that in the palm of your hand. You have the ring, and you say, okay, I'm going to cover the ring with the silk, and I just want you to hold on to it. And really all you're doing here, you're doing nothing really. You're just pretending to put the ring here. Well, you do put the ring there. You turn the handkerchief over, right? And then you tell your spectator to just, can you see the ring? And they're going to say yes. Just grab it. Just guide them to grab the edge that matches the ring. Once they pinch the ring, you're able to just come away with the ring and the clasp, right? You have it, hold on to it tight, right? And now the spectator is holding the ring in play for as long as you need them to. The great thing about this, of course, then you would load the bell and bring it out and do all the things. I actually have a performance of Reynold performing this. You may have already seen it, or it might be coming up after this. I'm not quite sure where we're going to put it in the tutorial yet here, but you can actually see Reynold use this in a performance. To make it disappear, it's really nice because you just simply take the handkerchief from the spectator and the ring completely vanishes, and you can put this in your pocket. This is a great way to vanish a ring. Only two other ones that I wanted to mention here, and that is there was a product that came out not that long ago called Vanishing Ring by Sans Minds, which is a jewelry box that you can place the ring in, and then I believe you're able to steal the ring out somehow. I've not actually seen how it works, but I always heard good things about it. Always wanted to get one myself. If you have one of those, might have a nice home for this. And last but not least, one that I think was kind of gone by the wayside these days is the Magic Rattle Box. If you're not familiar with it, it's just a little box. Sometimes they look like tins or a plastic square box. It's a box that you can pretend to put the ring in, and then when you shut the box, you can shake it and you can still hear it, right? But when you want to, you can also make that box not make any noise. The ring's not actually in the box, but the box you can control whether or not it makes a shaking noise or not. It would also have a good home in something like this. Just trying to give you as many ideas as possible so that you can construct a great routine for your ring and the bell.